Hey guys, Brickwizard59 here, and today I'm coming at you with yet another LEGO analysis video. And this time we're taking a look at the original LEGO Batman sets from the 2006 to 2008 era. Now, of course, nowadays, of course, we have so many new Batman sets and they are part of the superhero line, but I decided just to go back in time and take a quick look at all the sets that really started the LEGO Batman craze, which has developed so much over the years to 2016. So basically in this video, I'll just be doing a quick overview slash analysis of each of the sets from that line. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started right back in 2006. So 2006 was the first year the Lego Batman line was released. That was actually a year after Batman Begins. So people were really getting back into the Lego or into Batman in general in terms of on the big screen. And so that was when Lego ended up designing their Lego Batman series. So let's go ahead and take a look. So first off, from 2006, we have the Dragster, Catwoman's Pursuit. And this was, I believe, a $10 set, which was an amazing deal. Because you got, of course, the Dragster and the Catwoman's little motorcycle. Of course, the Dragster, it's a pretty small vehicle, but it definitely is a pretty good size, especially for the $10 price point. I love how you do have some play features. You do have the cool Gatling gun type of thing in the front, which is really awesome. Then Catwoman, of course, that was the first iteration of her released, and I mean, she hasn't really changed much, but she was definitely very accurate. First time we got that headpiece mold. So all in all, this was actually a very great set for $10. Moving along, this was the Batboat Killer Croc Chase. Now this set was actually $20, so another absolutely amazing value. So you could see, of course, you got the Batboat, which they did release another one in 2014, I believe, or 2015. Still, I do like this one a lot better. The size of this vehicle is just great, especially for the box. If you take a look at the box, it's a decently large size box, especially for that $20. You got some great rare parts with the rubber on the sides. You have some nice stickers once more, and all in all, it's a really good set. It has some great play features and all. And you got some two amazing minifigures with Killer Croc, who we haven't really seen released in a minifigure form. We have seen him in a big fig form, but not in a minifigure form to this date. And then the actual Killer Croc's little boat also has some great printed parts, and it has some great play features. So this was definitely a very good set for back in the day. Next off, we got the Batmobile, the Two-Face Escape. Now, this was the first time you got a Batmobile in Lego, and this is, of course, a very iconic vehicle in Batman. And I mean, I'm telling you, they did a pretty good job for that first iteration of the Batmobile, and I feel like this is actually one of the better versions that have been released. You can see we do, of course, have the spring-loaded cannon, which was actually quite common in many of those sets. So that's definitely cool. I really love how it's really sleek compared to some of the boxier vehicles nowadays. Two Faces Escape, the vehicle itself is definitely a pretty good vehicle. I don't really like personally that it's the 50-50, like half-half color, even though I do get it is like Two Faces vehicle. But other than that, it's pretty good. You of course have a little cool play feature where he can like spring off the top of the vehicle, which I definitely do like, and I think it's a cool little vehicle. And then I really love how you get the extras in the build, which is Lego doesn't really do that too long now. And I believe this was a $30 set, so these Batman sets were really affordable, and you got some great things in it, which I really love. Next off, we got the Batwing, Joker's Aerial Assault. The first time we got a Lego Joker minifigure. And I mean, I'm pretty neutral about the Joker minifigure. This is of course more related to the comics Joker than in the movies, but of course at this time, 2006, the only big Joker we got was Jack Nicholson's Joker, and I think this is very little, like very minorly based on that figure with the large smile and all. I definitely love the Joker's Copter. I love how you get a lot of those purple colors, a lot of the dark green, and then the Batwing is amazing. This is the best iteration of the Batwing, and I really did wish that the new one was just like that. But of course, you get three great minifigures in the set, and I believe this was a $40 set, maybe 50, but I'm pretty sure it was 40. So you got some great builds with this set, and I love how in each of these sets, you get a villain and a hero's ship in one set, which I really love throughout this 2006 line. Next off, probably one of the best Batman sets ever made, superheroes or the Batman series. This is the Batcave, a set very, very sought after. And this is a set that so many people want. Now, this set really has a lot to it. It was a $90 set, but you, of course, got the Bat Sled, you got a Joker's vehicle, you got the Penguin's vehicle, you got the actual Batcave. You actually have the little platform for the Bat Sled. You have your little cannon on the left. You have your cool control center in the center with the stickered pieces, which are amazing. Nice spiral staircase, and then you actually have his changing chamber and a bit of like a sewage. Now, this was definitely a great set for the value. You got some rare villain minifigures. You got Alfred, which goes for around $80 on Brooklyn, so it's pretty pricey nowadays. You got Mr. Freeze, you got Penguin, you got some minions. There's just so much to this set, and it really is a complete set. Has so much play. You have both sides, once again, villains and heroes, which I really do love about this set. And all in all, you couldn't really go wrong with this set. This was an amazing set. Next off, one of the first and only, or one of the few UCS Batman sets. This is the Batmobile. Now, I personally am not a huge fan of UCS sets that don't include minifigures, but this was definitely a pretty decent build. I definitely like it. They have a lot of slopes and curves in it. There are a lot of studs showing, which I'm not a huge fan of. But I mean, other than that, it's still a very good vehicle. You can actually see all the gears moving inside, which I think is really cool. And I think this would be a great set for any Batman fan. Next off, another great set. This is Arkham Asylum. Now, definitely not as good as the new one, but this has more parts to it. You, of course, have the gate like in the new one, and you do have three different buildings. Now, the two side buildings with the little one with the radar dish and the one with the roof, those two I'm not a huge fan of. They are a little iffy in terms of the build, very simple. But the middle building is, of course, great. I really do love how, once again, you get Nightwing in this set, one that we haven't really seen throughout that time, which was great back in the day. And then we, of course, get the nice truck, which is, of course, seen nowadays. I believe this was a $60 set, maybe 50. So I definitely like you get a lot for $50. You got some great figures, and this is definitely a great set, even if it didn't really meet, even though it wasn't as good as the new one. Next off, we move to 2007, where only two Batman sets were released. Now, these two sets are very rare. Not many people knew about it. First off, of course, we have the Batcopter to chase for Scarecrow. Now, this set, I do like the Batcopter. It's a pretty good build. It's actually very similar to the newer version of the Batcopter. But what I really love is the Scarecrow's plane. Now we don't really have anything like that nowadays, but this was a great set. I really love the colors used in that set. Of course, the Scarecrow minifigure is always great, and you got some great printed parts with the bombs, and you got these like small, I believe, pumpkins. And then the Batcopter, definitely pretty good. It's a pretty good ship. I love how they have the spring-loaded cannons implemented inside. And I love how the back fin is actually the bat wing. So this was definitely a pretty good set back in 2007. Next off, this is the Bat Tank, Riddler and Bane's Hideout. And man, this was a great set. You got the Bat Tank, which I believe there might be a new one coming out. I'm not completely sure. But this Bat Tank was awesome. It was a great vehicle. You got a ton of treads, which I love. It's really boxy, just like an actual tank should be. I love how they keep it with that Batman mood with the wings and all the black. And it really does look good. And then I also love the Hideout. I love these sets because of these extras they give. You get Bane, which is a very rare figure and probably the best version of him. Then you get the Riddler, and you got this new blue Batman, which is actually available in the previous set as well. And this new Batman is definitely, I do prefer the black or the gray one, the black one, but this one's pretty good too. I love how you get the hideout with the gates and the cool decals and stickers, along with the flashlight on top. And this was definitely a great set, and I believe it was only $40 back in the day. Next off, 2008, this was the year that The Dark Knight was released. And of course, Batman changes, which I definitely do like. You have the new Dark Knight armor. Now, it is actually supposed to be black, like in the movie, which I am wondering, Lego did have that small inaccuracy. This one was $10, and I mean, you couldn't go wrong. I'm not a huge fan of the buggy itself, very simple. But for $10, this is mostly a set for the minifigures, because you get Mr. Freeze, a very sought after villain who had only come in the Batcave, which was a $90 set. Now he comes in a very cheap set. And then you, of course, have Batman, of course, in the new version. So it's a really affordable set for kids who want to get into this theme. So this was definitely a great set. And then we got the, I believe this is Robin's boat. I completely forgot the name. This is like the Penguin's Scuba submarine. Yeah, there you go. Robin's scuba jet, and then we have we have the Penguin's submarine. Now, this was the only set that actually did not include Batman ever, actually, in terms of the Batman sets in this wave. And this is definitely a pretty good set. I really like how you do get Robin in his bit of a standalone set. And of course, you do get the nice vehicle with him. I love the Penguin submarine. It's a great set. A lot better than the one in the 2006 line, and I do really like how it looks. I love the use of the yellow. Now, I'm not a huge fan of that sticker on the front with the little penguin face, but other than that, it's a pretty good set. Plus, you get the cool little Joker or Penguin's minion. So this was definitely a pretty good set for that time. Next up, we got the Bat Cycle. This is Harley Quinn's hammer truck. And this was first time we got Harley Quinn, and it was a great iteration of her. Definitely like it. The actual truck itself, I love how it is like those monster truck type of wheels. And it's, of course, at 50-50 with black and red, which I definitely do love. On the other end, Bat Cycle, this is somehow they tried to make that Bat Pod like that was seen in the movie. I'm not a huge fan of that Bat Pod. It's a bit more comic-y towards the cartoons and all than actually to the movies. And of course, these sets did have the Dark Knight logo on it, so this was somewhat of a iteration of the Dark Knight sets. So not a huge fan of that Bat Cycle, but the Hammer Truck definitely looks pretty good. Love the Harley Quinn minifigure there with her little hammer herself. And finally, we got the Tumbler Joker's Ice Cream Surprise, probably one of the top 5 sets of the 2006 to 2008 line. And this set was great. You got the nice Joker's truck, plus you got a beautiful Tumbler, one that hasn't been re-released in a good minifigure scale. And this really captured the look that it had in the Dark Knight. I love this set. I actually personally do have this set. You get, once again, Joker, so if you missed out on it 2006, you get him now, which is pretty good. And then I love the ice cream truck, actually. It's really nice with the nice decals and the nice ice cream on top. You get some great play features with this set, and this was definitely a great set. And actually, that's going to do it for this line. So there you go. Those are the analysis on the 2006 to 2008 Batman sets. Overall, this was a great line. You really couldn't go wrong. You had some great deals, great prices for so many of these sets. I love how you got villains and heroes in the same set instead of nowadays where you kind of have to buy each one kind of separately for some of the sets, which I'm not a huge fan of. You had some great affordability, as I said, with the prices, and this was definitely a great line altogether. Definitely wish they would have continued it, but ended up stopping it and restarting in 2011, 2012 with the superheroes line. But there you go, that's just a quick look at some of the older themes that have been released and discontinued. Just thought I'd let you know about that. But thank you so much for watching. This is Brick Wizard 59, and I'll see you all next time.